Hey guys, it's Miniman back with another Escape from Tarkov video. Firstly, before we jump into it, I want to thank you all again for the amazing support on all the socials that are scrolling down here. Like YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, Insta, like everything is just blowing up right now. And the streams themselves, we're averaging between 30 to 40 viewers at the minute, which is absolute madness. So yeah, I just wanted to get another quick thank you out there. So I'm going to try and keep this video short and sweet. It's going to be about all my settings, post effects, all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to switch the scene and we'll jump straight into it. I'm going to try and make it as short and sweet as possible. So underneath my camera, obviously there's the settings cog. Click that and bring this up, and you've got the sort of main game settings. These are the ones where it's got your slots at the top of the screen. It's got your little character in the top corner to see what body part is damaged and stuff like that, and how damaged it is. So I like to have them set as this. The color scheme and stuff like that is monochrome, so it shows me if I get shot. It'll go from like green to orange to red, and then blacked out if it's done enough damage. It's all personal preference, but that's what I use. Your automatic RAM cleaner and your use physical cores, I have this as off and off. I'm not going to go deep diving into all the proper Nvidia control panel settings and stuff. There's two very good people out there that do guides. There's Vox E and there is FPS Pangino. I'll put both of the links down in the description if you want to check those out. They really deep dive into the control panel stuff and figure all that out. So if you want to have a look at that, that's up to you. I just wanted to go through my basic graphic settings, post effects, and the colors and stuff like that, because I get a lot of people asking me about that. So moving into my graphics, I play in 1440p. Obviously, I then stream in 936p, but that's separate. Your main resolution, obviously, you want to match up with your monitor. You also want to make sure that you're running in your right FPS, like your hertz. So make sure that you go into your actual monitor settings and your screen settings and stuff on your PC. Nothing to do with Tarkov. Make sure it says 144 hertz or whatever it is that you play on. I have this on full screen. Some people play borderless. Even though I'm a streamer, I still have this as full screen. I just feel like I get better FPS when it's on full screen. That's literally the only reason. And these settings here. So if you are playing purely to try and get the best FPS but still make the game look okay, then these are what you want to be running. I have my texture quality on high for obvious reasons. Try and make it not look like Play-Doh. And it does make the game look quite nice. And it doesn't affect the FPS all that much anyway. Shadow qualities, I have this on medium. The way a lot of these settings work is if you just put everything on low, it basically tries to push everything across to your CPU instead of running it off your GPU and stuff. So that's why Tarkov's a very weird and unoptimized game. I'm running a Ryzen 5 5600X and an RTX 3080, but I also stream at the same time just off a one PC setup. So if that helps and like you can sort of pay attention to these, then there we go. Object LOD quality, I have this down at 2. You will notice very rarely, it's mainly on like, I've noticed it the most on the pistol, the 5.7 pistol. If you have this on 2, there will be times where you ADS and the rear sight is kind of like, it is like Play-Doh. As I said earlier, it literally doesn't render in properly. You don't get the little bumps and stuff. It's just like a flat block. If you want to put this at 2.5, go for it, but it's not going to do anything too drastic. I don't see the point in having it up at 4. It's just going to batter your FPS. So I would say 2 or 2.5. Overall visibility, this one here, I run at 1,000. 400 is also fine, but I like having it at 1,000. Basically, what this one does is it helps to render things in that are a little bit more of a distance away. So 1,000 seems okay. It doesn't put too much strain on your PC. If you try and whack this all the way up and you have this sitting at 3,000, on maps like Woods, it's going to literally be trying to render the trees that are the other side of the map. It's going to try and render stuff that's technically not even included in the map, just like the outlines miles away. I don't see the point. Leave that on 1,000. Anti-Aliasing, I have this as TAA. I've played at random times with it on FXAA, but it kind of makes everything look jagged and it looks like it's constantly moving. It sometimes makes it easier to spot PMCs if they're sat in dark corners and stuff, because it will make their helmets or their outline of their body kind of shimmer and you can see it, instead of when it's on TAA it's a little bit blurry and they blend in. But this is a lot easier on your eyes as well. Resampling, 1 times off. Obviously when they start bringing in DLSS, then this is going to probably change and stuff, but for now 1 times off. This absolutely destroys your FPS, so just leave it on 1 times off. HBAO, SSR, we'll go again. Anisotropic filtering, I have all of these off. SSR, this is like it helps with like reflections and stuff. Looks cool, actually looks incredible in Tarkov, batters your FPS. HBAO, not 100% sure what this is. I think it just kind of helps with textures and stuff, like makes everything look a little bit crisper. And the same with the anisotropic filtering, kind of makes everything just look a little bit crisper. So if you do want to put this as like a per texture to help kind of like go against the blurriness of TAAA, that's up to you. But I, again, just leave this off, and I feel like my game looks okay. Nvidia Reflex Low Latency on and boost your FPS. Yeah, nothing else to talk about, really. It just makes like everything just smoother, nicer, better. Done. Sharpness. I have this as 3. People are probably looking at this like, Jesus, like, that's ridiculously high. I pop painkillers a lot, and in Tarkov, obviously, when you pop painkillers, if your leg gets blacked out whilst you're running or you get a fracture, you can continue to run as long as your stamina's not depleted. But when you pop a painkiller, that automatically puts your sharpness up at 3, puts it at max. So when you're playing with your sharpness down low, then you pop a painkiller, makes your stream go sharp, and then you come off the painkillers, it goes all blurry again. You're like, oh, like this looks a bit weird. I like just keeping it on 3. Then when I pop a painkiller, I don't notice any difference. And I've filtered with the actual settings on my monitor, like pressed the button on the back of my monitor, gone into my monitor settings, and fiddled with all of those, and made sure that my sharpness is at a reasonable level, so that when I play Tarkov, which is the only game I play anyway, the sharpness doesn't look horrific, and painkillers don't really affect me too much. Lobby FPS limit, this is all done through your on and boost anyway, 60. In-game 144, because I run a 144 Hz monitor. All of this stuff down here, I have this turned off. Majority of this is pointless. The high quality colors okay, but it'll just, again, beat up your FPS. It's not great. And the MIP streaming, I think this, again, like, it kind of affects your rendering distance and kind of makes stuff look like Play-Doh. But the way that this one works is that even stuff right up close can look pretty bad. So that's my settings. Everything runs pretty smooth. I stream and manage to get around, I'd say, about 90 FPS on pretty much every map, 90 to 100. If I'm playing like labs or factory, I get like 200 plus. So these work for me. They may not work for some of you guys, but this is what I run. Post effects, I have all of this turned off. Again, I fiddled with other settings and like with my actual monitor settings, got them to look nice. And what I'm going to quickly do is jump over to my Nvidia control panel. So if I switch the scene again. So we're going to open your Nvidia control panel. And what I do is all of these settings, like I say, Voxy, FPS Pangino, click the links. They'll talk you through absolutely everything that you want to do in here. And like I say, you want to make sure this is set for the adjust color settings. So these are my Nvidia control panel settings, which affect just my monitor. It does not affect what you guys see through the stream or what you guys see through like OBS and stuff like that. This is just what affects like my monitor. If I whack this all the way up, nothing's going to change for you guys, but it's going to mess with my screen. But yeah, brightness at 50, that's okay. Contrast at 60, gamma at 1.2, and then digital vibrance at 65. Again, you might do this to your monitor. It doesn't look too great. Fiddle with your actual monitor settings. Try and get everything to look quite nice. Load into a raid, an offline raid. Stand there. Fiddle with your settings. Try and make it look crisp. And then, yeah, you're going to go inside on interchange. You're going to go down in the underground car parks. Things might look a little bit funky, a little bit different, but that's Tarkov. It's meant to be a doom and gloom game. It's not meant to look all like crazy, beautiful, and Fortnite-esque. But this is what we're running. So I think that's pretty much it for my settings anyway. Like I say, my actual OBS has filters on the files themselves. So there's not much more I can do about that one. But yeah, that's that. If you guys have got any other questions and you want to know any other stuff, or you do want me to deep dive into some extra little bits and bobs, then please do ask. But for now, I'm going to wrap the video up. If you could drop a like, that'd be awesome. Leave a little comment, whether you enjoyed this, whether it's helpful, whether you need anything else, that'd be appreciated. And if you could subscribe to the channel, that'd be awesome. We are pushing this content grind. I do stream. It's going to be moving up to sort of like 5 days a week. So if you want to check that out, twitch.tv/IMinimann would be much appreciated. My schedule is posted out on my Twitter, which the links are scrolling down here. And yeah, again, just thank you all so much, guys. And I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.